Hello and good morning. This is Mark. It is Thursday morning, but I'm filming this on Wednesday because I just got back from Camp Hammer, our Christian camp and conference center right next to Big Basin State Park. And as many, if not all of you know, it was hit really hard by the CZU Lightning Complex fire, Big Basin State Park in particular as well. Tremendous, extensive damage. This is the second time I've been able to visit the camp property. Today, with a team of experts and folks from our insurance company assessing the damage, talking about next steps. And with each visit to the property, I'm impressed ever more soberly and deeply just the extent of the damage there. It's immense, and we've got some real challenges ahead of us. So please, first of all, pray for us. But as I was thinking about this, and it's so easy to become overwhelmed when the problems just seem so much bigger than if, for instance, me in particular, but even with great minds that were along for the ride today, it's a big deal. And I was reminded of a conversation I had with a man named Glenn Ifland the day after the fire. Glenn is the longest living member of Twin Lakes Church. And he told me about a day in 1953 that he went up to the camp property at the request of Francis Hammer to, Francis wanted his advice as to how to clear the area, which is now the main recreation field. But back then, on that day, it was just a tangle of logs and underbrush and debris, and it was a big job. And Francis was not one to shrink away from big jobs, but he wanted Glenn's input. And after telling me that story, I said to Glenn, do you have any advice for us now as we face the issues that are up at camp? And he said, Mark, my first bit of advice to you would be patient. Be patient. Let the Lord do the heavy lifting, and then you can follow in his footsteps. That's great advice. It's wise advice. And it reminds me of what the psalmist says in Psalm 27:14, where it says, wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord. In other words, we don't have to have all the answers today for the challenges we face up at camp. You don't have to have all of the answers today for some of the challenges you face going forward. It's enough to wait for the Lord to provide you the direction, the provision, the breakthrough that you will need at some point. But maybe just for today, he's calling you to wait and allow him to do the heavy lifting. And then we can have the joy of following in his footsteps. Well, I hope that gives you some perspective and that it encourages you. And I also hope and pray that God blesses you throughout the course of this day. Take care and be well.